The following video is sponsored by Wolf Milk. Welcome, my muffins of Chaldea, to the How to Improve series. Here, I briefly go over the abilities of a servant, their strengths and weaknesses, and then discuss how I believe they can best be upgraded, by either making their strength shine even more, or fixing their biggest weakness, and or just by adding something fun. Today, we look at the founder of Rome himself, Romulus Quirinus. You know, the cooler Romulus. Romulus's first skill is Throne of Quirinus EX, which does the following: increase attack for all allies up to 20% for 3 turns, increase critical strength of all allies by 20% for 3 turns, and then further increase critical strength up to 30% for all Roman trait allies. And lastly, apply Roman trait to all enemies that lasts 5 turns. Romulus's second skill is Divinity Transformation B, which applies invincibility for 2 hits, which lasts 3 turns, as well as increasing NP gauge up to 30%, as well as gaining a 10 crit star bomb. Romulus's third skill is 9 lives Rome A, which does the following: increase own buster card effectiveness up to 30% for 3 turns, increase own critical star gather weight by 500% for 1 turn, and apply bonus effect to self for 3 turns. Apply Roman trait to enemy target if hit with a critical attack, where that Roman trait will last for 5 turns. And lastly, his Noble Phantasm, Per Aspera ad Astra, is an AoE buster attack that deals special attack to all Roman trait enemies, and after damage applies Roman trait to both enemies and allies alike, lasting 5 turns. And lastly, has an overcharge effect to increase attack for all allies for 3 turns. I believe his greatest strength to be his high base card damage, as well as his critting ability, both through gather weight as well as crit strength, whereas I believe his greatest weakness to be his underwhelming Noble Phantasm. For his upgrade, I decided to focus on what I believe to be his biggest weakness, which is why I am choosing to upgrade the Noble Phantasm, where I add the following effects: increase the damage modifier from 300% to a 400% base, and then I apply trait to all Roman allies, where each Roman ally generates crit stars per turn for 3 turns, including Romulus himself, with a maximum of 5, or a flat rate of 5, does not increase with NP level or overcharge. Right off the bat, I knew that I wanted to upgrade his Noble Phantasm, because I always thought that for someone considered a Grand Servant, it felt a little weak, especially at NP1. That being the first problem is with NP1, it hits like a wet noodle. And while I understand that the gimmick is that it scales with the amount of Roman modifiers, it doesn't help that the Noble Phantasm doesn't apply Roman trait until after the damage. Lastly, I felt that his kit as a whole doesn't do enough for the allies that he turns into Romans, which is why I gave them the added bonus of each generating a flat 5 stars per Roman. I believe this not only gives them an extra Roman perk, but also helps Romulus crit more often, which in turn will trigger more Roman traits based on his third skill. And that concludes how I would improve Romulus Quirinus. Let me know in the comments how you would improve him yourself, and I hope to see you on the next one.